Hi there, my name is Miss Townsend and I love math. Welcome to Math with Townsend. This video is for grade 10 students who are working on quadratic relations. It's a video about word problems, in particular those word problems that don't provide an equation, and instead you have to create the equation based on the information you're given. So from a worksheet that I've handed out, this is the solution to question number 10. Here's question number 10. It says, a picture that measures 10 centimeters by 5 centimeters is to be surrounded by a mat before being framed. The width of the mat is the same on all sides of the picture. The area of the mat is to be twice the area of the picture. What is the width of the mat? So it's a uniform width question. Okay, that's important to recognize. And hopefully you should be fairly familiar with doing uniform width questions. Um, we've certainly done enough of them, and I've said a few times in class that they're kind of a major category of quadratic relation questions. So let's examine exactly what's happening in this question, and then we'll set up the formal solution. So we start with a picture that is 10 centimeters by 5 centimeters square. Well, not square, obviously, but rectangle. Then we're going to create a mat around it and then put it in a picture frame. And we're told that the width of the mat, so this measurement, no matter where I measure it, is supposed to be the same measurement. And then it also tells us that the area of the mat is supposed to be twice the area of the picture. So that's the only information I have about area. Oh, except for I can tell you the area of the picture, can't I? The area of the picture is 10 by 5. So we have a 50 centimeter square picture. Oh, what's happening? So we know that the picture is 50 centimeters squared. And the area of the mat is supposed to be twice that. So the area of the mat is supposed to be 100. So when we do uniform width questions, we always want to work with an entire rectangle, not just this weird ring shape that represents the mat. So think about the entire rectangle now. Picture plus mat. How much is that area going to be? Well, we know the picture is 50, the mat is 100, so the area of everything is 150. And that's the key to this question. We already know from other questions that we're going to be defining this width to be x, but the key again is the fact that you know that the whole area is 150 square centimeters. So all we have to do now is figure out, well, how are we going to write the entire length and the entire width, and that's based on the variable x. So let's start solving this question. And as always, when we do uniform width, we let x be the width of the mat, measured in centimeters. And I'll redraw a little picture over here. Kind of feel like that happy picture guy Bob when I say that. I'm just going to put a little tree, a little happy tree in the corner, a little happy rectangle. All right, anyway, we know that this distance and this distance are therefore x. And we know that this distance and this distance are also x. So what do we know? Well, we know that therefore the length of the entire rectangle, meaning mat plus picture, so this distance here, do you know what that is? So remember, we originally had a picture that was 10 by 5. So this little distance here is 10, and the mat adds x plus x. So this length must be 10 plus 2x. And we can similarly say that the width is, and again, so we started with 5 centimeters for the picture, then we added x distance for the mat, plus another x distance for the mat. So 5 plus x, so the width is 5 plus 2x. So now we know that the length and the width of the whole rectangle, and now I'm going to ruin my little picture, but the whole rectangle has a length of 10 plus 2x and a width of 5 plus 2x. And again, we know the area already, but let's put that in our formal problem. The area of the picture is 5 by 10, which is 50 square centimeters. Therefore, the area of the mat is 100 square centimeters, and therefore the area of the entire rectangle is the two of them together, or 150 square centimeters. So now we have here the area is 150, and here we have statements about the length and the width. So let's go ahead and create an equation which says that area is length times width. So in this case, 150 is length times width. And now I have one equation with a single unknown variable called x. And we can go ahead and solve that. So first of all, we're going to do FOIL. We're going to collect like terms. We're going to rearrange. So first times outsides, insides, and last, FOIL. And let's rearrange it and make it equal to 0. So I forgot a little squared. 4x squared plus 30x minus 100, because 50, and then I subtracted 150. So how are we going to solve this? Let's go ahead and set up the quadratic equation. So negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. Oops, didn't need that bracket. Oh well. So x equals negative 30 plus or minus the square root of the discriminant, I'll get to that in a second, divided by 8. So now in my calculator, I calculate discriminant. So 30 squared minus bracket 4 times negative 100, and I get 2500. And now I'm going to split that answer into two distinct answers, one using the plus and one using the minus. So x equals, was that negative 30 or is that just a mark? Yep, that's negative 30 plus the square root of 2500 is 50, or x equals negative 30 minus 50. So I get x equals 20 divided by 8, which is 2.5, or x equals negative 10. So let's see. What is x again? X is the width of the mat. Well, when we measure width, we're not allowed to measure in negative, so we can put a line through this and call it inadmissible. Our algebra is correct, it's not wrong, but it's not allowed as an answer to the question. Whereas x being 2.5 centimeters, that makes sense, and therefore the width of the mat is 2.5 centimeters. Sometime I'm going to learn how to write horizontally and not at this weird angle, but at least it's angled up because I've heard that that means you're a positive person. I try. Anyway, I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you on my next video.